I get a lot of comments on my videos from people who say, eating organic is impossible for me. Only rich people can afford these things. They're complaining that there's nothing they can do about it. But I want to actually make a reply and say, some of that is consideration. You know, for example, our lovely videographer, Nigel, he made the comment to me when I said I was going to talk about this today. He said, well, I'm not rich and I buy organic. So a lot of it is what you deem important in your life and where you want to put your priorities. So if your health is really important to you, then you will find a way to work these things into your budget and do a better job. There are so many things you can do that are not expensive if you're willing to do some work. That was the other part of our conversation is convenience is part of the problem. When I look back at, growing up and my grandparents and what we used to have to do, it was a lot of work to do things. The more that convenience foods and convenience equipment has come in, and we don't have to physically do as much, it's making us weaker, folks. I hate to say that. I have a beautiful friend whose father is in his 80s, and he has a cattle ranch in South Georgia. He raises grass-fed beef, and he's still doing all this work. He came to visit her at her home in Texas, and first thing he did, he's out in the yard, like working in her back garden and doing things. And she said, oh my gosh, she said, I walked out of my backyard and it's like magic just happened here. There's been a healer in my yard. Well, we've come to think, a lot of us, as work as being too much or evil. But when you look at elderly people who have stayed active and did things and just keep doing things, they get in the kitchen and they cook things from scratch. They get in the yard and they plant a garden. They work on their own cars. Like all of these things, these are skills that we are losing a lot of in the modern world. So convenience and comfort are maybe not what they're cracked up to be. I want to be one of these 90-something-year-olds who's super active, living life, spry, and can still move around and do what I want to do. And the more we sit on the couch or have convenient, have everything convenient, the less our chances of being that 90-something-year-old. I'd love it if you would join me on that. Let's age gracefully and let's keep ourselves in the best shape possible.